Hello witches and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino, and just because the spooky season is over doesn't mean we have to stop talking about our favorite haunted, horror, or even sometimes witchy related things. Yes, in this video, instead of a normal review for this very popular Disney Plus show, I am taking a different perspective on it. I am going to be looking at the very complicated sexuality of Agatha All Along. Must be the season of the Unlike my other videos with the title, The Complicated Sexuality, we discuss things like Saltburn and Baby Reindeer, this video has no discussion of, is this gay? Yeah, no, it's definitely gay. We have a whole episode dedicated to Patti LuPone's acting. This falls into the camp queer, gay umbrella for sure. But in this video, I want to look at, more specific, I want to look at the representation that we got here. I want to look at the complicated gay leads that we got. My goodness, I have not seen gay characters be this challenging, this sometimes evil in quite a long time. And I want to also talk about, is Marvel going to be able to do anything with this? Do I trust Marvel to have this gay of characters in the MCU? We will talk about that near the end of the video. But yeah, I just loved Agatha All Along. I thought this show was exactly what I wanted. I felt like I saw myself multiple times. The character of Billy, oh my goodness, I have a whole section dedicated to Joe Locke and Billy Maximoff later on in the video, but I just felt seen for once. This is the first time since Buffy, or even maybe I would say The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, that I felt a show aesthetically and storyline felt catered to my taste. This show was exactly what I wanted from everything, and that's awesome. But again, it's hard to discuss because I know some people do not like how gay this was. I know it's kind of scared some people off from the proper Marvel stuff. I know other people who have very big issues with the AgathaRio fallout. We'll talk about that as well. So yeah, I'm kind of taking a lot of the internet conversations and mixing my own feelings into it and really figuring out what the hell is Agatha All Along, the complicatedness of it, because again, it is pretty gay, but handling these gay characters, the storyline that we got. Did we deal with a Barry the Gay? Did we fridge a character? There's so much to talk about in this video, so enough of this intro, let's get into it right now.
So we got L, legendary, G, gorgeous, B, beautiful, all of you beautiful people, T, tantalizing, and even Q for quality.
Sorry to that guy in Eternals, and sorry to that one Russo brother who played a gay character in Avengers Endgame, but wow, it's so nice to have actual gay characters and fleshed out storylines. Because again, Eternals had a gay character. He even had a husband and a child, and that was cute. But like, that was such a small fraction of a very big explosive movie that almost no one saw and everyone hated. So yeah, looking at Agatha All Along, this feels like the first time we got true LGBTQ representation within the MCU, and it is taken us a long time to get here, a battle and a half, but it feels so worth it. Look, the representation felt authentic. It felt true to what it is. I joked about the Patti LuPone-ness of it, but we had Patti LuPone featured on a Marvel show. It was so meant to be geared towards a certain audience, because that's what I was saying compared to Eternals. Eternals was not geared for a LGBTQ audience, and again, I know that's isolating some people. Some people think everything should be a 4-quadrant, it represents everyone, and everyone can watch it and feel seen.
Well.
No, I'm sorry, I want something for me. You want something for you, I want something for me. This was for me, and I think that's what I loved about the journey of this show. Each episode just felt like a gay kid dealing with the craziest group of women he's ever met, and I loved that. I loved the complicated, again, we'll talk about Agatha and Rio in a second, but their weird, twisted relationship, I related to it. You know, when Agatha says, I love the bad boys, I got that. This show just felt so true to what it was trying to depict and the culture and the community it was trying to embrace. Often as a gay person, you feel something made and marketed for you and you're like, ugh, brother, chill, like, ugh, like, this is not for me. I know the black community also struggles with it, where you get something that feels geared and marketed towards you, but you're like, it felt so inauthentic, it felt so not for us, it just felt made like someone tried to cater to us, but that's not exactly what we want. We want someone who feels like they're lovingly giving us representation or little bits of queerness or little bits of your own community that you feel captured in and you feel just warm and embraced by. And Agatha All Along really felt that warm embrace. I don't know if it's the witchiness, which queer people also relate to. I don't know if it's the one gay character in a room. When I interviewed Joe Locke, you can see it on my other channel, Flickering Myth, I'll link it up here. He said it felt like a gay kid in a room full of English teachers. If you are a gay kid, if you are in the LGBTQ family, you know an English teacher in high school can be a savior, can be a saving grace. So I love that comparison. And that's, again, what this show is capturing. I mean, they had a Billie Eilish needle drop. Like, this show just hit a specific niche, and I have not seen this in the MCU yet. Marvel has had, you know, a plethora of television shows, so many movies, but they've never really niched it this much. They never really boiled it down to, this is for queer horror fans, and I loved it that they tried that. And, you know, it may not work for everyone. I don't care about the ratings. I don't have stock in Disney. I'm not a executive. I don't care if this did not bang out the ratings. I'm talking about what it meant for me watching it, and that representation and that just authentic feeling. It felt like this was made with love and made for people who want to feel that embrace and want to embrace this community. And I absolutely respect Jack Schaefer, the cast and crew for this, and honestly, I have to give it up for Disney for even trying to do this. The storyline of lovers to enemies, maybe friends again, back to enemies, maybe lovers one last time, is such great fan fiction territory. And I will say, Agatha and Rio's storyline throughout this this whole season felt like it just felt like fan fiction, and I mean that positively, but also at times it felt like, oh boy, what are we doing here? What trope are we going to land on with these women? I absolutely loved Kathryn Hahn's Agatha. She feels like this, like, kind of your drunk lesbian aunt that you absolutely love and you go to for advice, or you go to for that warm embrace of that family just because you know she's going to understand you. That's the role that Agatha plays here, and I just love that. She's a very complicated, a very evil woman, which I love. Also, again, gay people, we don't have to be perfect. I felt like in media, I think a lot of minority groups want to be depicted in the most nice way so we can seem warm and embracing for the general public to not be scared. Be scared of some gay people. Some gay people are terrifying.
Hi, how are you?
Representation is important, and it does not have to be perfect representation. That's why I love the film Emilia Perez, it's about to drop on Netflix very soon. That movie has a complicated trans woman at the lead of it, and it's awesome. It's just such a worthwhile viewing. So I love that Agatha is a lesbian who is a hot mess. She is not great. She can be evil. She can be manipulative. She started a whole, like, scam just to get people to go on the Witch's Road, which it never was there. It's so good to see Agatha and Kathryn Hahn bring all of this to such great life. And then you add in Rio, who is Death, who is played by Aubrey Plaza, and their banter early on. I mean, that first episode, watching them two fight, we knew the girls were girling. We knew this was where we were going. And then just furthering their relationship and, you know, knowing that Rio did something to Agatha in the past, and then finding out what she did, you know, basically taking her son after Agatha begged for a little bit extra time. And, you know, the fact that Rio did it while Agatha was sleeping, so to not hurt her even more. There's just so many layers to this relationship, and I absolutely loved it. Then we get to, like, the final two episodes, and I'm like, okay, cool, what are we doing with these characters? Like, there is one major thing we have to talk about, and it's the bury your gay trope. We see this so much in media, where a gay character gets killed early on into a season just to advance the storyline of straight people. That is not exactly what happens here. We do have Agatha die in the show, which is completely sad, but also, I don't know, Ghost Agatha is like a thing in the comics, so we're going to have to build to that eventually. But did I need to see our main lesbian character in the MCU, her first outing, kill herself to, like, to promote her, like, little twink man? You know, like, you know what I mean? It's quite complex, and I don't think it's a complete bury the gay trope, but I also think it does fall into fridging a little bit, which fridging in comics is when a female character gets, like, thrown to the side, killed, put into a coma or something, just so the male character can have a bit more to do. That falls into this again because we're promoting Billy so much. But in the MCU, can we be real for a second? Agatha was not going to play a big part in the wider spread of the MCU. She's not a young Avenger. She'll maybe show up in the Wanda movie. What's Agatha going to do against Doctor Doom? I'm waiting for you. Comment down below. Well, Agatha could not have done anything.
Watch What Happens. I was like, wow. Did you notice it? Like,
this was always about getting Billy over. In the world of wrestling, we got to put somebody over. Maybe like a big star has to lose to a lesser star so they can make that lesser person a bigger name. That's what happened here. Agatha used that power to give Billy a boost, and now this made this character 10 times more strong. I mean, that arrival of Billy, we felt it. I loved seeing Wiccan there for the first time. We needed that. So great, Wiccan is going to be a major part of the MCU. So yeah, maybe Agatha doesn't need to be there, but again, she still stays. She's not completely fridged. We didn't completely bury her gay, because she's there as a ghostly figure to, hang out with our gay character. Great, cool, awesome. I know there was a certain group of fans that wanted more backstory of Agatha and Rio. We wanted a whole episode watching them fall in love with each other. That's not what the show's about. I get it, though. I understand some of the complaints with the Agatha and Rio stuff, because we really were shipping them hard, and we really wanted to see more. I know there's also a whole group of people who just wanted Wanda in here. Baby, they never advertised Wanda in this show once. She was never going to show up. She's technically dead in the MCU. Accept it. Accept it. She'll be back eventually. Maybe, who knows, Elizabeth Olsen seems busy. But you know what I mean? Accept that Wanda wasn't going to be here. So those complaints, we're going to put that over here. I'm going to look at the Rio Agatha complaints. I understand. I see you guys. Don't completely agree, but I definitely think we need to acknowledge that there is a group of fans who feel shortchanged, who feel a little bit let down by what happened with these two great characters. I wanted to see Agatha and Rio, lesbian up and be these evil witches in the MCU, but that wasn't where we were taking the story. It was always going to be about promoting Wiccan and Billy Maximoff to a different level, and my goodness, we got there. Billy Maximoff, also known as Wiccan, was brought to life wonderfully by Joe Locke. Look, I interviewed Joe Locke, like I said earlier, and I fell in love with the kid. He is so sweet, so cool, that I sat and watched all of Heartstopper. I would have never seen that show in my life, but I sat and watched all of the seasons that were there, cried, loved it, fell in love with it. Really do like Joe Locke as an actor. Charlie's a cool character. I like Charlie. I was going to say I'm more of like a L person. I don't know who I like on that weird-ass show in Heartstopper, but looking at Joe Locke's performance here, it's great. Like, he used everything he learned from Heartstopper to, boost himself up as such a complete actor. I loved the emotional scenes. I love that scene where he just tells Agatha, you're not that bad, and she's like, well, you're the only one who believes that. I just loved his heart and soul here, but he's also funny, sassy, and bitchy. I can see, Joe Locke read the girls to filth. I love it. I think it's great. I also loved his lightness. He just felt so happy to be there, and it's nice to see. It reminds me of the actress who plays Kamala Khan. She is so amazing. She just has a light and an energy. Even if I didn't love Miss Marvel or The Marvels, I loved her. I think Aman, I believe her name is. She's an actress I don't really get to see a lot of, but I loved her. I think that's what Joe Locke brought to Billy. He feels like he's so happy to be there, so grateful, and it's so good to see. And like I said in the beginning of the video, being a gay kid who was witchy, being a gay kid who wanted to see himself in the world of superheroes. I like diehard DC kid. I mean, you can see Batman v Superman back there somewhere in my collection. I am a DC person forever, and I've always wanted to feel seen in the world of superheroes, and this show gave me that little bit. I love that Marvel. I cannot believe Marvel was the one who gave me something gay, dark, and witchy. Baby, I thought this was going to be the Santana movie, not the Agatha All Along show. So again, I give the show credit, and I give the creators credit for making this and giving us Billy. I think, the complicated story of Billy as well, even though he does not get a strong love story, you could still feel his queerness. He gets the little boyfriend for 2 seconds, and then we kind of go on the road, so we don't really get to spend time there. But I love that, again, it's not having to be about a relationship. Gay people can exist not outside of being, in a relationship. I often see that as a critique in gay media of well, they're not dating anybody, so how do we even know they're gay? Baby, he's wearing eyeliner this whole series. He has thumb holes in his long sleeve shirt. He's gay. Just simple. Those are facts. That's how we acknowledge gay people, I guess. But no, I just love that he was getting to be himself and have those little queer moments throughout the show without having to be in a relationship or without having to song and dance, even though He does song and dance, but again, small amounts of it here. Yeah, I just love that this character got to exist as a queer entity and be a camp figure, be fun, be energetic, and have just something new to offer the MCU and the gay community. We've needed a character like Wiccan for quite a long time. Seeing him just like whoop ass, great. He whooped Death's ass multiple times. He just flung her around. I wanted to see that. I love that. It's so good. This character is amazing, and I cannot wait to see where he goes in the future, even though I'm a bit concerned about that. How will Marvel follow this up? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't trust Marvel to handle Agatha and Billy as good as Jack Schaefer did in this show. I love these characters. I love this world. Look, and I mean that even with the witchy side of the MCU, not just the queer side. I don't trust the rest of Marvel to deal with the witchiness because I saw Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi's directing, not the issue. Sam Raimi's script and that whole story, that's the issue. I try to erase that movie out of my mind, even though What Mouth is a badass line. Y'all can hate that all you want about Black Bolt powers or Wanda ate that up.
What mouth?
Anyways, I just don't trust Marvel to handle all of this as authentically. You know, when we do a Young Avengers show, will him and like Kamala just butt heads because they're so similar, you know, tonally? I just don't know where we're gonna go with it, and I just don't feel like we're ever gonna get as good of gay camp that we got here in anything else. Like, it was a one and done, and that's what I think I'm most nervous about. Is I love the tone of the show. I love the tone of Billy and his point of view and the voice that Jack Schaefer gave him. I'm nervous that a different filmmaker, a different writer, a different director will completely change what Billy is like. We saw that in the MCU when, like, I hated, you know, the way the Russos handled the Guardians of the Galaxy, but then James Gunn does them well because that's like his thing. So we see these characters jump into these different filmmakers outside of their little bubble, and they're handled, well, a lot of us feel out of character. So I am a little bit nervous, and again, I just don't think Marvel ever is going to get this gay again. I think they got scared off. I think the hate, I think the low ratings are going to scare them off, and it shouldn't. And, you know, we should have bigger balls, Disney, but, you know, I get it. Corporate stuff, and I live in Florida. I deal with enough of the Disney political landscape that we have here. Like, I get it. I'm just a bit nervous, and I just want these characters to be handled as amazingly as they were here. I loved everything, and I think Wiccan's going to look awesome in a big budget movie. You could see Wiccan in a Secret Wars just zip-zapping away. Great, awesome. I want to see his powers, and I think that's going to look good. Even a better costume. I love the costume, but even a better costume would be great. But his characterizations, his voice, his point of view, I do worry that that is going to change dramatically. Like Agatha, she was great in WandaVision, you know, with a different filmmaker there. Jack Schaefer was involved in that, but it was like Matt Shankman, I believe his name is. That was okay. And, you know, going to WandaVision or Agatha All Along felt unity. I just don't know what we're going to have when we do a Wiccan movie. Will Jack Schaefer, you know, or a Wanda movie, will Jack Schaefer be involved in that? When we put, you know, Billy in the Young Avengers, or we put him in a different scenario, will he still feel like he did here? Those are my concerns, and I hope Marvel can prove me wrong, but as of right now, I am very cautiously optimistic, but very, very nervous. Alright everyone, look, you have been asking for my feelings on Agatha all along. I loved this ride. It was such a great season. If you want to see my review of like the first 4 episodes, it's over at Flickering Myth. You guys can check it out. Really liked it, really had a good time, but as the season went on, the Patti LuPone episode, the Billy reveal, the final 2 episodes, it was such a great time, and it was just such a fun ride, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And look, this is something different for my channel, so hopefully you guys tune it in. I know sometimes outside of my Ryan Murphy verse, nobody's ever here, but thank you guys for joining me. It means the world. What did you guys think of this video? What do you guys think of Agatha All Along? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you concerned about Billy and Agatha going forward in the MCU? Do you share my sentiments? Let me know if you agree or disagree. All your thoughts down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe to my channel for videos just like this. Alright everyone, let's talk about Billy, Wiccan, Agatha, and Agatha All Along right down below.